Okay, well, the loop back plans are now available. Jeff Lefkowitz drew them, did a great job. There's still some elements left over from where Caleb drew them, and then a young architect named Noah Poor also helped out a little bit with them. But Jeff was the main draftsman on them, and so the original loop back I started making came from Dave Sawyer in the early 80s, and then I slowly started redesigning it and changing it to my liking. And I pretty much changed everything except for the loop. And in early 1989, I was building a house. I was overwhelmed trying to build it, trying to make chairs, and I had an order of 12 of these to get out. And I didn't know how I was going to do it. And I called up Max Wardlow, a friend of mine in Missouri, who had spent a little time with me, and asked him if he could do the loops and the spindles for me. And he said, yeah, but I've changed the loop. And I said, that's okay, I'll use it. And so he sent it, and I loved his loop bend. And to me, it just really made the chair. And I still continue to use the bend by Max. And the widest part is down about right here. It gives it this kind of droopy look that I like a lot. And then it's got a very slight reverse curve here. Not as pronounced as the balloon back. I like the balloon backs, but they're just a little bit too much for me. They draw your eye a tad bit too much, and I don't want anything to grab your eye. I want it to all be subtle. So there's a little reverse curve here, and the loop back. I mean, all the chairs have their difficult parts. A little more difficult than the other one. On the loop back, it's where the loop comes down into the seat here, especially if you use a straight tenon, and then you have a shoulder where it sits down right on the spindle deck, and that's the real pretty way to do it. But you have to nail that angle right there. So anyway, there's what you get. There's the rough parts measurement, and there's all the rake and splay for the front legs and the rear leg and the back bow. And then here's a detail section, the cross section of the loop that I usually do. It's exactly what's on the continuous arm. And then about, I don't know, 15 or 20 years ago, a lady brought a little ugly chair for me here to make a set of them for her. It was an old chair, and so I said, okay, so I did them. But one nice thing it had was a beautiful cross section of the bow, and I took that cross section right there it is, and made some samples off of it that I kept, always intending to put it on this loop back, and I never have, but I think it would make a beautiful bow. So I've included that for you, and that's about it on this page. We'll go to the other pages and I'll show them to you. So here's the turning page, and so I've got the baluster leg, and then the double bobbin leg, and the spindle that I do with the baluster, and the spindle I do with the double bobbin with the little V-groove in it to match the V-groove in the double bobbin, and then stretchers that go with the baluster and the stretchers that go with the double bobbin. And they're full-sized, so you measure right off of them, or just read the measurements, which is easier. And okay, that's I guess that's all. It's pretty self-explanatory. We'll go to the next one. Okay, so here's the seat contours, and they're on 1/8 inch increments, and it shows you exactly how I carved this seat, and it's in fact, it's so exact. I'll show you the way I get it. It's the way I get all of them, so I'll hold it the way it is on that sheet. Right like that. So I've laminated 1/8 inch pine veneers, painted it black, and glued it up, and then carved the seat, and you come out with just exactly the way that I carve it. See the little humps out here that I put on this seat, and then the pommel extends itself on back like that. And then I've got the recipe over here, which is just a general version of what I do first, second, third. Rive out the oak, hickory, or ash for spindles, and then on down, turning the legs and carving the seat and gluing it up, and then cleaning up in paint. And so this may help you just organize and put it all into perspective for you. Okay, that's about it on that one. I'll go to the last page. Okay, so here's the template page, and it's printed on 4mm Mylar. I've just got it laying on a white sheet so you can see it, because if it was laying on this black right here, since you can see through it, you wouldn't be able to see it too well. So right there's the 4mm Mylar. Makes for a great durable pattern, and then you can see the wood grain through it. So if you're trying to stick a knot or do something with the grain, you can see through the seat and position it. So the bending form right over here, see the little reverse curve that's in that, and it's real important that you dry, especially that reverse curve, really hard, because that determines the angle going down into the seat. And if that's not just exactly that curve, it's going to not fit in that hole with that angle on it. And then, so there's siding lines for the boring for the spindles, and you know, all the rake and splay and front leg and rear leg holes, extra tailpiece if you like that, for a brace on the back. And that's about it. If you like a set of these things, you can go to the website.